Ain't gon' drip. Hey, Lime, what you got on you? I got that shit on me tonight. I ain't gon' cap you down. No, for real. I got it on me. How much you got on you? How much you got on you? Hey, how much you got on you? It's just a 10. Hey, how much you got on you? It's a little 20. How much you got on you? It's just a 30. How much you got on you? I blow the 40. How much you got on you? I made it 50. Hey, how much you got on you? It turned it to 60. How much you got on you? Then I spent it 70. Hey, how much you got on you? It came back with 80. Hey, how much you got on you? I came with a whole. Hey, how much you got on you? Bitch, I got a lot. Hey, how much you got on you? Bitch, I wanna fuck me. Hey, how much you got on you? She say I'm hot. Hey, how much you got on you? I got a lot. Hey, how much you got on you? Yeah, this a lot. I got a lot on me. I got a lot on me. But that ain't a lot of me. That ain't a lot to me. Talking about money, money, money.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So it doesn't look like we're gonna be making it to the Rick Ross show. Troy's getting ready to move, so I'm losing a homie. Not really like losing like forever, but he won't be around in the area anymore. Sucks, but it is what it is. Life happens, right? And then LJ has some work business he has to tend to, so he won't be in the country around that time. So both of my A1s won't be with me, so it won't be the same going by myself. Much I want to go to the show. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Rick Ross. I'm a big fan of all like the celebrities that's in their cars, like T-Pain, Currency, Larry June, all them dudes, they're all in the car. So naturally, I'm gonna be more attached to them because I can connect on what they do, if that makes sense. And there's a few things that happen with the car. So I mean, nothing major, but there's a lot of things I want done over again on it. So I don't think it'll be done in time. So she might be getting repainted, maybe. Don't know yet. We'll see. But I mean, she's still shining though. But little things here and there. Try to go in depth more. We're still gonna try to aim for the Lowrider show. That's June 28th. So, but for the Rick, cause LJ will be back. But for Rick Ross show, we won't be able to go to that. Like I said, too much stuff that's counting against me on it. So last thing I want to do is try to go against the grain and end up messing myself up, because something always happens when I try to go against what God is telling me not to do. Right now, God is telling me not to do not to go. So I'm gonna listen to him and proceed on with everything else. And plus, on top of it, I have more stuff done in a time frame, because the Rick Ross show is June 1st, so the Lowrider show is June 28th. So I have a little more time to be able to finesse a few things out, hit a few things up, get a few things out the way. But yeah. So as of right now, on it, you see under, I got the metal already under as well. Arms are done. Big thanks to Mr. Larry. Upper and lower than the real trailing arms. Those are at Wild Things right now. So that's gonna be, I'm gonna show you a little later in this video. Cause we're on one day right now. So I'm not gonna send this video right now per se, but just giving y'all a little update. I got the drop mounts for the wishbone, so those are in now. I'll show y'all that right now. Actually, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, things wrapped up, son. So this is them, and they still wrapped up. This was in like 3 different packagings, and then it's, I mean, that's good they protect it like that though. Good they got it like that, so it works out perfectly. parts of them. So then that pretty much replaced the factory mount. It's a little more beefier as well. They didn't give me bolts with it. Oh well, I bought hardware for it from Ace. But yeah, beefier, and it's supposed to drop it lower. So when I be able to have high lockups and everything else, and be able to lay lower on top of it. The other thing is Caprice. It's gonna need attention soon, so I also gotta do that as well. So yeah, the Caprice harmonic balancer is going. So I definitely gotta get that taken care of as well. Get that all fixed and everything. So yep. So gotta hold that thought. Try to come back, do some work. So hold on. So we back again. We got the parts from Hilo. Try to get these open. So I'll raise that. So got these in. Just gonna get them from Andreas Lazardi, but Hilo has the cups that I like to billet. But I'm still getting a few things from Andreas as well, because that's the homie. Like, I gotta look out for him as well, you know what I'm saying? So I may get my solenoids and different stuff like that from him. But the billet cups is what kind of sells me on them, because you really I don't have to powder coat them or anything. And there's a lot of stuff I got powder coated. We're waiting for powder coating right now, and it's a little pricey. So if I can have some things powder coated, and I usually try to steer away from that. Kind of makes sense to me, at least. Less cost effective, cost efficiencies. So we got the springs in. So that's a 4. That mother heavy too. So that's a 4-ton spring, full stack. So that's what I'm set up for. It's the full stack. That's a big boy. That thing heavy too. I don't know why this box so heavy. My bad, Seth. Didn't mean to break your back. So full stack, 4-ton. Thing's beautiful. So we have the reverse deep cups for the rear. So this goes in the rear, goes down. The cylinder comes up through here, and then the spring goes over this. And then your spring sits between the spring perch on the Impala, that is. It sits between the spring perch and the spring, and then the cylinder goes up through the hose that we had cut. So if you look at my previous video, you'll see what my hose are cut at. So this is the extra deep cup. So this pretty much helps you sit lower as well. So as many of y'all know, I'm trying to lay that thing on the ground. You know, when she gets up 3-wheel, she's gonna get up the 3-wheel. So these springs are for the front, not the rear. So I got springs coming. So that's the extra deep cup there for the rear. Then you got your extra deep cup for the front. So this is where this one sits in here. And then my cylinder goes in through the top on this one. And this part sits down into the spring. And then your cylinder goes up through that hole that we cut up front. And then a little nut action goes in here. And then that pretty much bolts. So you put a nut in through here, it threads through the bottom, and it goes into the cylinder. Sorry, I'm kind of jumbled up on what I'm saying. Hopefully y'all are tracking on what I'm saying. If not, then let me know. Or I'll show y'all as we get to it. So the front can be done quicker than the rear. These are for the rear. I'm doing black in the rear. Y'all ain't gonna be able to see it anyway. So doing black in the rear. So as I was saying earlier, if I can get this set up in a way, see if I can make this happen. So the way this happens, my power ball is at the bottom that we have on the trailing arm. And then, so this screws into the power ball. That little threaded piece right there goes into the power ball. Power ball sits down on my trailing arm. And then this comes down over. This. Make sure I don't smack my fingers in the process. Like that. It goes all the way down. You see how it's recessed up in there? The power ball goes up in there as well. So you better sit low on there. So that sits like that. Then you slip your spring over. The spring sits right there on top of that. And then pretty much when it raises up, it pushes out on this. And then this pretty much pushes up on this. Pushing that spring up to the perch and pushing the car up. So, like I said, as we get to that part, I'll show y'all how it's done. It's going to be on the next video. This is me pretty much showing y'all the parts and everything. Me pretty much doing the install. Like I said, we're going to start with the front, cut the rear. There's a few things I have to do before the rear is even able to go on. So, one of the things where I've got to take it a step at a time. I can get the front on quick. And the rear, it's one of the things I got to make sure I weld. The XYZ, got to go in there clean. What I need to do is clean all the panels and stuff under there. Get everything taken care of. Then I start slapping it up in there. It's extra deep cut for the rear. Yeah, deep cut for the front. So we got more parts. We didn't stop this there. So next box, cut that thing just like that. So the other spring, like I said, these are for the fronts. 4-ton. Them boy thick, boy. Full stack. 4-ton. Then you got your deep cut for the rear, left or right. The other deep cut for the front. I like the way you do that, just in case something goes missing, then y'all got the whole thing. Y'all got part of it, so that's smart. Damn, missing that. All there's cylinders. Now to make a call. And that's the other rear cylinder. So, I got front cylinders as well. I don't know where they are, so. We'll get to the bottom of that, that's for sure. Oh no, look at that. No, they here. So, glad I didn't cause no fuss. Fronts. So these are the fronts. So I did 12 in the rear, no homo. Bati man, and 8 up front. So show y'all the way this happens with this one. It's greasy and everything. Trying to get grease all in my dog's house and everything. Good that they do this though. Like I said, billet, so it don't rust and everything. That's my biggest thing is having shiny parts, stay shiny. So the way this goes, it sits down in there just like that. And then you put your bolt in the bottom. And then, like I said, the spring goes over this. No, under this. The spring goes under. This goes up through the hole. And, yeah. So your spring. So this is the very top. It goes through the hole. through the perch and everything where the shock would have went. So it goes all the way through the engine bay. This sits on top of the spring. The spring sits under there, and then the spring, of course, it sits on the allure. So I'm gonna show y'all as we go. So front and rear cylinders are in. Everything else should be ready this weekend, so we should be able to start hitting stuff together, getting it all together and ready. So won't be able to go to the show, but at least we'll be done with this proportion of the deal. Man, I cannot wait to see that car sitting on the ground. On the ground, baby. That's gonna be beautiful. That's out. And then the other one. That's smart to put them fronts inside of the their designated home. Even though they don't sit inside of here, but hey. And then the other front. Always make sure anytime you get these things, they're gonna be loose down here. Tighten these collars up. Put them in a vice grip or whatever you gotta do. Take a pipe wrench and twist it. You can take 2 pipe wrenches. You can hold them together. Grip one side, grip the other side. Lock that thing in. Just make sure it doesn't come loose. It doesn't leak while it's on the car. The last thing you want to be doing is trying to tighten that thing up while it's on the car. So, got those. Let me open these other ones because they're little packages. So, give me one moment. So, the headliner is in finally. So, I'll pull this out somewhere safe. I was wondering why I said do not cut. It makes sense, right? So, I did not cut it. I like zip the top. I pretty much pinched it and cut it open like that. So, headliners here. I don't know why they put it in. I thought it was going to be in a box. So, just impressed how they fold it. The donuts are here. So, these are going to go on the rear. I'm going to put these. So, for my setup, I don't need it. I might not even use them. Actually, you know what? They're going to go up front. So that way it has that support sitting in between the frame and the frame and cylinder and everything, so the cylinder don't slide up out of there. Or it can't really push itself up out of there. So that's what I'm going to end up doing. The rear, I really don't need them in the rear because you're on the spring perch, so it's going to sit in the perch regardless. But for the front, I'm going to stick it in there, and then that way it's it has an extra support up there. So it has 2, it'll sit down in there, but it also has 2 supports. So that way it's cushioned and everything. So that's the donut. So on the Cutlass, I got these in the rear. It sits in between the frame in the rear or the bot. You know, it's a frame in the rear that sits under where it goes into. So, because it's thin back there. So I run these on the Cutlass. Actually a little bit thinner than that. Like, so I like the way the billet is. And you don't have, cause we live in North Carolina. Like, stuff rusts out here. So they don't have to worry about rust and handling powder coat and all that other stuff. So, yep. Got all the parts in. So we can start getting ready slowly and start prepping everything. So there we are. And like I said, I'll show y'all the all the other parts when they get here, and then start the next video after that. Or I can stop it here and then start knocking everything out together in that one. You know what? We'll end this video right here. So keep it macking. Peace.